Hi, I just left the gym and I'm like halfway in my car, not my car, and I just stay with me for a second, please. If you don't like your life, you can go and change it. If you don't like your life, you should go and change it. I think that's the lyrics to the song that was just on, which is like Vacation. And I really love that song. And I was thinking about this, and I shouldn't be alive. I want to be super clear. There are things in my life that I've been through that I shouldn't be here. Whether it was being a kite on somebody's penthouse balcony in New York City and thinking that I could just walk on the ledge and possibly survive that. There are many other stories that I could tell you. That's just one. I shouldn't be here. Thank the gods that I am. But I have lived many lives in this one life. I am older than I look. Or maybe I look exactly as old as I am. I can't tell. So, hear me out. I want to just share my jobs with you, okay? So I have been a lifeguard for both the pool, the beach. I've been a competitive swimmer. This is important. I know this is going to sound really stupid, like I'm just telling you my life story, but just hear me out. I need you to hear these things because I think it should blow your mind a little bit. I want to tell you why and how this works. Growing up, I've been a competitive figure skater, dancer, singer. I've been a lifeguard. I've been a swimmer, a competitive swimmer. I've been a lifeguard on both the pool. I've been a lifeguard, on the beach. I've worked for a dental office as a dental assistant. I've been a bartender at one of the the largest nightclub in New York City. I've worked professionally in mechs work, XS work, at a dungeon for, B and D, and the S and the M, and I've worked for Abercrombie, I've worked for MAC Cosmetics, and I just mean like I worked for. Okay. So if you knew me from these portions of my life, go ahead and comment and say, hi, oh my gosh, I remember you from MAC, where I was a product specialist who had to make the decision whether or not I was going to stay with this company. And because I was already in management and pursue like an actual career and further my career with them, or maintain and continue my career in theater, which had really taken off, which by the way, I've done so many shows. So if you've seen me in a show or, saw me on the tour of a show or have been with me in a show, in a performance, hello, hi, I've probably read tarot for you in the back and whether it's backstage or in our dressing room. Hey, because that very much was, I thought, the trajectory of my entire life, was doing theater professionally. So I left MAC to do that. Well, but in between then too, when I was in between contracts, I decided to work for a spinal cord doctor for a little while. I also worked for Luxottica for this place called Allure, I think, which was like an eyeglass place where like I really loved management there and thought maybe I should work like professionally and go back to school and like do that or whatever, but I didn't because like I was still doing theater. Theater is crazy for me because literally my first callback for a professional show was when I was 17. It was for Wicked. It's for Glinda in Wicked. And then my last callback before going on hiatus from theater was for Wicked in my 30s. But not for Glinda. It was like Elphaba Standby or something like that. And actually on my way to that callback, Patti LuPone was in the elevator and she was like, oh, tell them I said hello. And I was like, that's not happening. I'm not going into a callback room and saying like, oh, Patti LuPone says hello. So Chelsea and Company, if you're watching this for some fucking psycho reason, hi. I ended up having a baby, so I had to literally tell my agent I can no longer go out on submission, and lost multiple contracts because offers came in after I ended up having the baby. I got offers for contracts literally the week I had the baby. So while living in LA, sorry, I'm sick, I decided, I'm really going to focus on film. And so I shift my career, and I also shifted into directing. Not just anything. I just start directing celebrities at the Odyssey Theater. Hi, if you're watching this and you were in the Unseen Hand, how are you? Hope you're doing great. And my whole career just shifted incredibly. And then I start, fucking writing screenplay after screenplay after screenplay and writing all these things, even though I had a professor tell me once that I should never be a writer because I'm so dyslexic. fuck you, dude. But behind the scenes on all of these things, I'm still me, right? So I'm still a psychic, and I was like, I'm never going to do psychic work professionally. Yep, okay, sure. Until I start doing psychic work professionally in Los Angeles while also bartending on the side at a place called Michelli's, where I was singing opera and also slinging spaghetti and singing opera at the same time, while just trying to make my fucking rent. So I'm fucking doing all of these things, okay, while then deciding to do psychic work for once, something that I thought I would never do professionally because I was like, it's too sacred. And then I start doing it. Then my clientele list for psychic works gets fucking crazy. So I have so many clients, I then decide I'm going to open my own business. And then I'm trying to run my own business, my own social media, while also still submitting my work as a screenwriter. Then I get a phone call from the head of a fucking television producer. I almost just dropped which television production company it is. I'm not going to. But then I get a phone call because my script to my show lands on his desk. So, first of all, you want to know how? And I can't like fast forward to where I am now, where multiple of my books, my fiction and nonfiction book are on submission, and I have an incredible literary agent, and I'm living in New York again, thinking about, what the fuck I'm going to do. Still missing theater and, still like never giving up. And that's the thing. That's what I'm here to tell you. If you want to change your life, don't give up on yourself. There were so many times I wished I could. Sorry, I don't want to cry. There were so many times I wished I could give up on myself. But it was all I had. When I was really young, I didn't really feel seen. I was never really seen. So when I got older, I had to do things to, one, survive financially, but two, to feel like I could see or understand myself or meet myself. I also, if I wasn't happy, I just transitioned because there was never anyone telling me no. Don't, because there was never anyone telling me do. I never had the support and I never had the discouragement. So I only had me. And so because I only had me and I had the divine in my head saying, just do it anyway. Just go ahead, try it, do it, go and do it. I still have the pen from Telsey and Company. I still have the pen from my first callback signing in, where I lied and said that I was older than I was because I was only 17 and I knew that they wouldn't cast me in a show. The truth is, if you want to change your life, all you have to do is take small actions every day towards the life that you want to hold, or take the big risk on yourself and just do it. No matter what it looks like, no matter how strange it is. When I look at my life, and I look at the things that I'm doing now and the books that I'm writing or whatever it is that I'm pursuing, I couldn't have done it without the information that's in this noggin. Like literally, this week, I'm teaching a class at a dungeon on bottom advocacy while writing my third book, finishing my third book. And all I can think of here is like to tell you is like, please, 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 just don't give up on yourself. This is a very long video, but if you don't like your life, go ahead and change it. And don't let anyone get in your way. And every time you choose to recreate yourself, reinvent yourself, anyone that doesn't stay when you are moving and acting from a real place, then their relationship, their love, their attention, their kindness was never real. It was temporary. And you are worth it. You're worth rediscovering yourself 1,000,000 times until you meet the real you. Because when you do, it's priceless.